So in this model we are going to have 4 chapters: business intelligence, concepts and application, data warehousing, data mining and data visualization. Okay. So in today's video lecture, so we are going to learn about business intelligence, concepts and application. Okay. So business intelligence is actually an umbrella term that includes a lot of IT applications, so which the industries are going to use, okay, to analyze the data, and after analyzing, so they are communicating this data with a particular outcome. Okay, so that outcome is some decision to the relevant user. Okay. Now always we want that business to grow. Okay. So how we go on with digging out with your data, okay, and then process the data, come out with new effective methods so that we can have more productivity in the business. Okay, so we have more profits in the business. Okay, now for all this, okay, so if you add on business intelligence to that, okay, so your business outcome will be actually double. Okay, so without intelligence, okay, you cannot gain so much of profit. Okay, so now information becomes a bloodstream for this intelligence. Okay, so for all that, whatever you need is a important thing is the data. Okay, what data we have. Okay, so we have to just not view the data in its normal form or its natural form. Okay, so we have to view that particular data in a different angle. You need to extract, you need to mine that data, and then you can come out with a particular decision. Okay, now here you have data. Okay, now this data is raw data. Okay, so which has to be mined. Okay, so mining is a broad term again, so you may be getting data from different heterogeneous sources. Okay, so after getting this data from different heterogeneous sources, okay, now you need to transform that data to your format, centralized format. So transformation involves, okay, so cleaning of data. Okay, so data may be you may be data and may be in the variety of formats. Okay, because it is coming from different sources. Okay, not from the common type of sources, it may be coming from the different heterogeneous sources, so it may be there in different schemas. Okay, so sometimes values may not be available, sometimes values may be missing. Okay, so sometimes it may be not a normalized data. Okay, now here for all this you need to do the transformation. Okay, so after doing the transformation, so your data is ready. Okay, now for after doing the transformation, then you have to start mining with your data. Okay, so you have to convert, you have to find out the useful patterns from your data. Okay, or you're finding out a useful features from your data. Okay, so take example a medical information. You are having a ECG signal of a heart patient, okay, and ECG signal of a normal person. Okay, so now signal has lots of hidden information into it. Okay, now when you take a noise free signal, whether it is belonging to a heart disease or it is belonging to a normal person. Okay, now out of this what we are going to do, okay, so we extract useful features. Okay, so features extracted from a patient's ECG signal and signals extracted from a normal person. Okay, now you extract a feature so that, okay, so the features of a patient should be very distinctive, okay, from the patients of a normal person. So only then you can have a differentiation between the ECG signal of a patient and a ECG signal of a normal patient. Okay, so this is called as a mining. Okay, so taking these features you can make the prediction. Okay, you train the system, you develop a model, you train the system, okay, to learn this feature. After that it is going to make a prediction. Okay, so you are using the intelligence here by applying some of algorithm and using these features or patterns of your data and coming out with a decisions. Okay, so this is called as a intelligence. Okay, so where we are for a normal person, data is just data. Okay, but okay, though we are finding a useful decisions out of it, so that is called as a intelligence. Okay, so you are making if you are making a particular decisions, okay, in a business also, okay, you are finding out some of our facts and figures. Okay, you analyze that, and then out of that you make a decisions if it is going to click your business. Okay, that is actually adding a intelligence to your business. Okay, so this cycle we keep on going. Okay, so once your business you have launched, so always you may be interested, will be collecting a feedback from the customers. Okay, and then again you refine this data, again you mine it again, so again you come out with the any flaws are there, okay, in your business, or any flaws are there in the products whatever you have launched, okay, so you correct that, okay, you start maintenance of it, okay, again that would be done by again certain algorithm. So again it's coming back, again it is increasing the productivity once you have cleared all the faults in your products, okay. So this cycle goes on. So we are calling this as a business, okay, intelligence data mining cycle, okay. Now how business intelligence is helping us to take the better decision, okay. The future is always uncertain, so we don't know what is the future, okay. So now earlier days, okay, so people were going to astrologists, okay, so and the mathematicians, okay, to find out what risk, okay, they may involve, okay, in the if they're going to take a particular decision, okay. They were even asking astrologer if they're going to invest in a particular business, whether they're going to gain a profit out of it, okay. So but actually is not the right method, okay. Now also we need to have a reliable knowledge, okay, about the future, okay. So if somebody is telling the knowledge about a future, it should be a trustworthy knowledge, okay. So who can tell a trustworthy knowledge, okay? How do we trust that particular information about a future if somebody is giving us is correct or not, okay. So that is perfect analysis of data, okay. That's a correct prediction of your data in the future, okay? So this trustworthy knowledge can help the manager makes the right decisions with a lower level of risk, okay. Now the speed of actions, okay, in these kind of scenarios have risen exponentially because your internet has grown, okay. We get a data from a lot of places, okay. So internet, mobile technology, all, okay, so which is helping us anywhere, any point we can take a decision, okay. And decision types, okay. So now there are two types of decisions. One is called as a strategic decision, another is called as a operational decision, okay. So strategic decisions is just simple decisions, okay. So we have just taken some decision, okay. So we are not very clear about a goal, okay. We may or may not be very clear about a goal, okay. So sometimes we may also not be clear of the path what we are going to follow to reach our goal, okay. So we have just taken decisions, okay, for the moment, okay. So just to get rid of a particular situation instantly, we are solving that, okay. So that means we are not thinking of a broad perspective in the future, how this decisions can have an impact, okay. So this is called as a strategic decision. So instantly we are going to take a decision, okay. Now here business intelligence can help with what if analysis, okay. That's how we are going to take decisions here. What if analysis of any many possible scenarios, okay. So what if analysis, saying that what if I'm taking this particular path, okay, to reach my goal, okay. Suppose if I'm developing a system model, what if I'm using a candidate elimination algorithm, okay. So what if I'm using a decision tree, okay. So what if I'm using a finders algorithm, okay. And what if I'm using a SVM, okay. Or likewise, what if I'm using a name base, okay. I can check out, okay, if the drawbacks and advantages of each algorithm and how it is going to help me in the production. So like in a business, okay, what if I take this decision, okay. So how this decision can have an impact in the on the business in the future, okay. So whether it is right on my part to take the particular decision, okay. So BI can help to create new ideas, okay, based on new patterns found from data mining, okay. So data mining is not only developing a system model or something like that, okay. So suppose if you are going to a shop, okay, so take example. So somebody has taken a milk, okay. After taking a milk, he has also taken a butter, okay. And they have taken, along with the butter, they have also taken some other milk product like a paneer, okay. And likewise some other customer too has come, who has taken again a bread, okay. He has taken a milk, he has taken a butter, okay. So likewise another customer has come, has taken a milk, he has taken a bread, and he has taken a jam, okay. Now this here, if we closely observe, okay, so now there are certain items which are always accompanied with certain other items, okay. This is a pattern of your sale, okay. So likewise now the manager of a shop can carefully observe, okay, so how the people, what are the taste of the people, okay, how they are actually shopping, okay. If they are purchasing one item, what other items together they'll purchase, okay. So this will help the manager to keep the proper items in a proper shelf, okay. So when he does that, okay, so it's likely that his business may uh, click on, okay, it may increase, okay. So this will help, okay, in analyzing. So this kind of patterns we normally find out, okay. And we may like instead of keeping few products, okay, so by having observations there, so we may see to that all those products which are likely purchased together, okay, so will be made available in the shop always, so that, okay, people, more and more people can purchase from that, okay. Now another kind of decision we are calling it as a operational decision, okay. So it is made more efficient using an analysis of past data, okay. So we have huge amount of data in our past, okay. We are taking this, okay, this data to develop a classification system can be created, okay, and you are going to develop a system model out of it. Like just a simple example, we are speaking of a developing a model which is identifying the heart disease, okay. So if you are giving a ECG signal to a model, then it will tell whether the ECG signal is belonging to a heart patient or it is a normal patient, okay. So how we are going to do that, okay. So we have taken lot of data, okay, the data of heart patients, ECG data of heart patients, okay, and like that we have taken the ECG, normal ECG of all the patients, okay. Now here what we do, we extract the useful features of this, okay, and then those features, such set of features we extract, so that they are having a clear distinction between the heart disease patient and the patient and a normal patient, okay. Now this will help us, this model, okay, we are going to train not with a small set of data, we are going to put a huge amount of data for the training, and then finally we develop a model, so where without the intervention of the doctor, okay, now if you are giving a ECG signal to that, okay, the model is going to predict whether it is belonging to a patient or it is belonging to a normal person, okay. Now this like this we are going to develop a model, okay. That means when we are doing this, we are actually going into more deeper level, okay. So business intelligence can help, okay, automate more operational level decision making, okay. So whatever decisions you are going to take, that is a more operational, okay. So likewise even the business models also can be developed, okay. So like in the machine learning we have seen, okay, enjoy sport table, okay. So the whether the person is going to enjoy sport or it is not going to enjoy sport, okay. For all this we are also always going with the micro level operational decisions in model way, okay. Now let's see what are the different BI tools we are going to have, okay. Now we had initially I told business intelligence, okay. So business intelligence involves usage of lots of business tools by the organizations, okay. Like take a data warehouse, okay. So data warehouse is actually a center where we store lots of data. It's just a repository of data, okay. Now like you take an example of EMC Square, okay, that is actually a data center, okay, where lot of data will be stored, backed up, okay. Like take a bank, okay. Now there are certain accounts, okay, so where we need to maintain the details of the transaction done right from the day the account was maintained and till the date, okay, where till date, okay. Now you cannot leave any of your transactions data there, you don't want missing any of your transaction data, okay. So like this, if a bank start maintaining this data in their server, okay, there will be no time, okay. Within no time your servers will be overloaded, okay. So when it is overloaded, again it is hindering your normal speed of your transaction. So what banks do it is, okay, so they want these data to be maintained by your data centers, okay. Now often, like maybe it is 15 days once, maybe monthly once, so depending on the amount of transactions being done in the bank, frequency of transactions being done at the bank, okay. So these data will be transferred to data center for maintenance, okay. And there in the maintenance also we make use of some of our tools are there, and from the data stored in a backup or a data center, so from that data also we can make the analysis. We can it will help us to apply the extract the intelligence, okay, so which will help us in making the decisions. Okay, so data warehouse normally, okay, will be subject oriented. Okay, so like you may be having a banking data warehouse, okay, you may be having a data, belonging to a medical database, like that. Okay, so another tool, okay, so like example is a dashboard. Okay, so dashboard, like a example, you're having a IBM Cognos or Tableau dashboard. Okay, so where they are providing some of our facilities, so like that you can have a dashboard called as a Khan's Academy. Okay, so where you get lot of tutorials, video tutorials, okay, study materials and all, which will easily help the kids to learn. Okay, so those are the different dashboards, so where we manage with a lot of data. Okay, and that each dashboard may be for one particular purpose. Okay, so like that online analytical processing, so online analytical processing will have huge lot of data processing. Okay, so take a best example. Okay, so whenever we get a full bread, okay, we normally slice the bread. Okay, so now you think that, okay, so you are slicing in the vertical fashion. Okay, now if I want, I can do it in also the horizontal fashion. Okay, now if take example, one slice I'm considering that as a one particular country. Okay, in that I may have any number of slices representing your different regions or your districts or villages. Okay, so likewise, okay, I have 10 slices in my bread. Okay, so full bread. So now if one more, my business expanded to another country, one more slice I'm going to add on. Okay, now here you can have lots of information from one particular level. Okay, you can have information from second level, third level, and so on. Okay, or you can summarize the data. Okay, so that means you want information collectively, what is the sale, okay, for a particular product or all the countries. Okay, so likewise you want overall sales of a one particular country, you want overall sales of all the countries. Okay, so for all this there are some specific tools. Okay, so now which will help you to do the analysis. Okay, so there is no information stored in table that which is giving you the information there. Okay, but information what we are getting is you are using the current information, and then you are coming out with your answers. Okay, so for this we are normally using the structure of this data will be, okay, there will be no size limitations. Okay, now you can imagine a dice, whatever you're playing, same way you're going to have a dice. Okay, so which is having a 6 surfaces. Okay, now as and on your business is growing, you can go on adding the slice. Okay, so like this, here we are going to have an online analytical process. So likewise we are having social media analytics. Okay, so social media, you can say like Facebook, Twitter. Okay, you're having a YouTube. Okay, so lots of social medias are there. Okay, now here you can make analysis of anything. Okay, suppose YouTube you are taking, okay, if you are having your YouTube channel, okay, you can have analysis. Okay, so how many people are watching, okay, how many people have watched in a particular period. Okay, so like that lots of analysis can be done. Okay, so you can have any text mining, web mining, or social media data. Okay, so where we can find out from text mining that, okay, so what type of conversation is going on in which type of area. Okay, so what people are right now talking about. Okay, so what are the different views of a people. Okay, so likewise reporting tool. Okay, so reporting tool, okay, like if you are having an inventory shop. Okay, in the inventory shop, okay, so every day's total report we want, how much sale was done. Okay, so this is like a report. Okay, you want order weekend report, you can take. Okay, so you can take a report monthly. Okay, so like that. Okay, some of our reporting tools are there. Okay, Microsoft, so many times you have seen that something goes wrong, okay, it is asking you to report. Okay, or if you're watching any of your channels, okay, suppose if your content on that particular channel, okay, is very abusive like that, okay, even then if you can report to Google by clicking a report. Okay, so all these reports will be going to Google, so depending on that, okay, they can take action on that. Okay, so like that. Okay, querying and data mining. So querying and data mining means, so it is not just simple query. Okay, okay, like your SQL command, okay, you have some data in there, you put a SQL query, you extracted data from a table. Okay. So querying and data mining involves extracting the useful information from the available data. Okay. That data is actually not present in your table, but you are using a data there to come out with a new outcome, to come out with a new data. Okay. So which is actually your decision making. So likewise spreadsheets. Okay, so these spreadsheets normally we all use that, so that is nothing but a Microsoft Excel. So but I think hardly we use only 5 to 10% of its features. Okay, but it has all lots of features involved into it, so which will help you to put add on intelligence to your data, okay, in the form of your analysis of data in terms of your graphs, okay, and lots more analysis there which we have not explored it. Okay, now tools will help with current state of affairs. Okay, so all these tools will help, okay, to know what are the current state of affair of your data. Okay, so drill down into details. Okay, then inside it will help, drill down into details, you can go deep into data for the analysis. It will help you to get insights about emerging patterns which lead to projections in the future. Okay, it will help you to go deep into your data and find out what the different patterns are there. Okay, what patterns, what kinds of features are there, what patterns or combinations of data is there, so that a particular combination, that particular pattern is helping you to make the predictions in the future. Okay, so these tools will help gathering the information, it helps in doing the analysis, and it helps doing the presenting the data. Okay. Now this is an example of a snapshot of a MBI Telecom. So where the analysis is done using the pie chart, okay, it is done using the bar chart, it is done using the line analysis. Okay. So now here, okay, we are having a different aspects. Okay, so we are finding out, okay, what is the audio quality. Okay, so we are finding out okay, what is the cell quality. Okay, so all that we are doing it, so which will help you do the analysis here. Okay, now it will help you to do it again. Like that it is helping you to analyze your data. Okay, so likewise we are having the business intelligence skills. Okay, so now data scientists, see here, though we may have lots of tools, okay, but how to use those tools and apply intelligence depends on the actual scientist. Okay, like I may be having a turbo C. Okay, now if I'm having a turbo C, okay, if I know to do the coding, if I know C programming, okay, it doesn't mean that, okay, I can develop any software which is doing wonders. Okay, so how it can do wonders. Okay, so that means it needs a skilled person. Okay, so who knows the problem and do identify the problem. Okay, after identifying the problem, he has to find the solutions out of it. Okay, so now what things are there which we are expecting in the specialist, BI specialist. Okay, he should have wider perspective that includes more dimensions and variables in order to find important patterns and insights. So that means here his knowledge should be vast. Okay, the way of perspecting, okay, the way he views the data, okay, should have in the should be very broad in a sense. Okay, so he should have more dimensions to think. Okay, so for us it is not a two-dimensional data like that. Okay, he should think in a lot more perspective with lot more variables, okay, into that, and find the useful patterns, okay, and which can add insights to your decisions or to your intelligence. Okay, so very useful pattern. See, for us we just weaving it in a normal fashion. Okay, but a specialist will have lots of skills into it. Okay, so like that, wider perspective he should have. He has to consider, okay, many more angles that may not be immediately obvious. Okay, that means when we are seeing it right now, we may be thinking of current situation. Okay, so we may not think of in the future. Okay, so how the things may change, so whether this product, okay, will suitably work out there. Okay, so that means lots of angles he has to think, and the solutions whatever he is going to propose it, okay, should be interesting and it should be giving you the proper result. Okay, so selecting the right data mining problem is an important skill. Okay, see here, suppose a business is we're going to lose in the business. Okay, some business is going down because our sales are going down. Okay, now to identify the problem where exactly the business is we are going to lose. Okay, that is actually the main problem. Okay, identifying the problem is a problem. Okay, first you have to identify the problem. Why exactly? The question why. Okay, why our business has gone down. Okay, why our business has gone down. So why it is there? See, this why is very, this three letter why is playing a very important role. Okay, when our business is, we are going to lose in the business, finding the key cause of that why is important. Okay, so here we need to go into deep analysis out of that. Okay, we have to find a deep problem there. Okay, and then once you find the problem, okay, so we again after that we can find the solutions. Okay, so data miner needs to persist with the exploration of patterns in the data. Okay, now the miner has to go through that. He has to explore the different patterns from the data. Okay, find out the different ways he can explore the data. Okay, the skill level has to be deep enough, okay, to engage with the data and make it yield a new useful insight. Okay, he should be more skilled to analyze the data and then come out with a useful highlight of your data which can be adding on to your intelligence. Okay, so here just I'll tell a story like, okay, you had company were manufacturing the cars. Okay, so initially they must have done a normal survey. Okay, so what people are interested into and all that. Okay, now they had come up with a car which with a very high comfort and all. Okay, so the design was technically very strong. Okay, now it was technically strong in all aspects, it was good. Okay, so but still the sales were not so good. Okay, so why the sales were not so good? Why they are now they wanted to find out why, in spite of having a better design, in spite of giving the optimal value everywhere, why the sales has gone down. Okay, now they were not able to find out the cause. Okay, so finally they had told to many workers, okay, many engineers who are working on. Okay, and everywhere. Okay, so one person. Okay, so normally we Indians, okay, so we are living with problem. Okay, in and around us we see the problem, so we immediately can catch hold of the problem. Okay, the people who are always living in the comfort zone, okay, so it is not that easy for them to catch hold of the problem. Okay, now here the perspective with which this person who bought a solution, okay, was like this. So he kept two views. Okay, he kept aside two views. So one is a technical perspective for design, another is a perspective, okay, of the customers, okay, who is going to purchase this. Okay, so normally what happens, so technical perspective kept aside, she started analyzing the customer perspective. Okay, so started analyzing what kind of people are there, so where actually they have launched a product. Okay, what is their thinking. Okay, what are the cultures. Okay, so what are the lifestyle. Okay, so what is the economic range of that. Okay, and according to that, what were the expectations. Okay, so normally what happens, we are interested in high-end phones and all that. Okay, we have lots of features in high-end phone. Okay, but normally we don't use all the features. Okay, this point was there in this mind. Okay, so he removed. Okay, he removed in the technical design some of the things, okay, which were not rarely used by the people. Okay, and once he removed that, okay, the economic cost of your design came down. Okay, now once it there came down, okay, now people were happy with all the features what they wanted in. Okay, now the cost is also in the budget. Okay, now the suddenly their sales clicked. Okay, so this is a different angle of thinking. Okay, so this can have a lot of impact, okay, on analysis of a data. Okay, so this is how your data scientist should be more skilled enough. Okay. So now likewise, let's go for your business intelligence applications. Okay. Now business, as I said, BI tools is used in almost all the countries, all the industries. Okay, and their function is based on only on the these tools. Okay, so business have need to embed new insights into their operating to ensure that they evolve, okay, continuously with the good practices, efficient practices. Okay, so one of application of your customer is customer relationship management. Okay, so customer relationship management is one of a important unit, okay, in the industry. Okay, you have a production unit, okay, sales unit. Okay, so in between that you have a customer relationship management. If you are having a good relationship with a customer, only then you are going to have a good business. Okay, so here what is this customer relationship management team doing? Okay, so always they see to that they maximize the return on the marketing campaign. So their duty is to do the market campaigning. Okay, so when they are doing a marketing for any particular product, okay, so when they are campaigning that, okay, so if the sales is not going to increase, so that means there was something flaws in the marketing. Okay, so they always expect to have the maximum return out of their marketing campaign. Okay, uh, why is it? Because if they don't get a good return, so what is the use of doing advertisements and all? Okay, so they are seeing to that how they have to advertise. Okay, so that they get lots of benefits from this. Okay, and improve customer retention apart from having new customers. Okay, so you have to even retain the old customers. Okay, so losing the customer, okay, again it's having a bad impact on your organization. Okay, bad impact on your company. So that may also impact that. Okay, some problems is occurring with your product and all. Okay, so you have to always see to that your customers are retained. Customers are old customers are always you retain them. Okay, maximize customer value. Okay, so that means always you need to have the you have to give a importance priority to the customer. Okay, maximize the customer value. Okay, so see like customers, like people say that customers are god for. Okay, maximize the customer value according to the customer's need. You are going to develop your product. Okay, so always due to that you give a lot of priority to the customer. Okay, and identify and delight highly valued customer. Okay, so who are called a highly valued customer? Okay, so this is the thing what you define it. Okay, what the company is going to define it. Okay, so you may be defining a customer who is having frequently having a purchase with you. He is a highly valued customer for you. Okay, so for him you identify those type of customer. Okay, and you delight him. How do you delight him? Okay, so sometimes you start giving him some gifts. Okay, or you give him some of a percentages like that. Okay, and then apart from doing all this, you manage the brand image. Okay, manage the brand image in a sense, though initially you had started developing a good quality product. Okay, and now when your sales are begin, you should not bring down the quality of your project. Okay, so if you bring down the quality of your product, what happens? Okay, all these four things, okay, one day your water will be shed on all this. Okay, so equally maintain the quality of your product. Okay, so likewise, so this was about a customer relationship management. So like that we can have a healthcare and wellness. Okay, so healthcare and wellness is one of our business intelligence. How does intelligence add over here? Okay, because we are developing, okay, diagnose disease in patient. Okay, we can develop a model too which is going to diagnose as a disease in a patient. Okay, like I told, we are develop a model to identify the heart disease. Okay, if you're giving ECG signal to a device, it is telling that your model, it is telling that the patient is having a heart disease or it is not having a heart disease. Okay, so like that treatment effectiveness. Okay, so the lots of medicines are there, lots of medications are there. Okay, how will you tell that which prescription is good, which medication is good, which combination of prescription medication is good? Okay, so you can feed in all this data. Okay, and find out, okay, how the patients who are prescribed with these prescription and medication had recovered. Okay, according to ages you may do it, and based on that you can decide, okay, which treatment was effective. Okay, and then wellness management. Okay, so this keeps you can have a patient record. Okay, some hospitals maintain a health card. Okay, so once a patient comes in, they registered. Okay, give a identity for a health card. Okay, and as a patient is coming on, okay, maybe after some time, maybe after some years, okay, so every time you may have a past history of a patient, what prescriptions were given and all that. Based on the past history, okay, and based on the current condition of that, okay, you can specify any needed precaution to it. Okay, and like that, manage fraud and abuse. Okay, so sometimes what happens, okay, unnecessary tests are made, okay, and patient is made to overbill. Okay, these are also can be found out, okay, by using the manage fraud and abuse. Okay, and then public health management. Okay, the management of public health is one of our important responsibility of any government. So this is actually our current situation. Okay, so we are locked down because of this public health management. Okay, so likewise, another application is education. We can have student enrollment. Okay, surface can be made. Okay, so we can have course offerings can be made, fundraising from alumni and other donors can be made. Okay, so and then likewise, apart from these applications, we also have retail applications. We are having business intelligence in banking, so where we can find out, okay, whether if you are finding out developing a model, if you are lending a loan, whether the person will repay or not. Okay, so like that. Okay, financial services, insurance, manufacturing, telecom, public sector, etc. All these are the different applications. Okay, so now here we'll stop. So our chapter ends here. So we'll come up, okay, next lecture in the data warehousing in the next video.